I think a B school does nothing if it doesn't teach its students how to build a business. The best platform that as a college we can provide to our students is a foot in the door in some of the most inaccessible doors in the country. So at Masters Union, in the last 4 terms, students are actually tasked to build a full end-to-end startup, right? And finally in term 8, which is where we are today, students actually refine their pitches so that they can pitch to VCs, to investors, to angels, which is what we're going to do today. So at the Startup Challenge finale, we are going to have over 100 VCs coming into the campus. We have investors coming from Sequoia Capital, from Rukum Capital, Pedal Start, India Network, India Accelerator, Incube Angel Network, Elevation, Blume, Bharat Founders Fund, Antler. I mean, I can go on and on.
Hi, my name is Shantanu Deshpande. I'm the founder and CEO of Bombay Shaving Company, Bombay and the Barber Shop.
Hi, I'm Himani. I'm from India Network.
I'm Jivraj. I'm the founder of Indian Silicon Valley.
My name is Dhruv Raj Bahel. I'm CBO Merchant Lending at BharatPay. I'm also an active investor in my private time.
The VCs were asked 3 questions. Number 1, would you like to invest in this startup? Number 2, would you like to meet this startup for a follow-on meeting? And number 3, would you like to mentor this startup? And the team that got the highest number of votes for VCs willing to invest in them would basically be the winner. We have VCs, we have startups. Let's see how many meetings we can make happen.
Hi, I'm Abhishek.
I'm Divita.
I'm Pushpendra.
And we're the founders of 73 Boston.
Our product is based very simply alcohol made for the Indian palate.
There's whiskey, right? There's rum. It's very hard alcohol. उसके बाद beer आती है, ठीक है. बहुत पीनी पड़ती है चढ़ाने के लिए. कोई वाइन इसलिए नहीं पीता क्योंकि चढ़ती नहीं है. टेस्ट अच्छा नहीं है. Acquire करना पड़ता है. ऐसा क्यों है? Basically, that is the problem.
There's nothing in the market that is actually just made for the Indian palate or that pairs well with the Indian food. How we arrived at that pain point was very simple. We were drinking a lot.
Hi everyone, I am Divita and I'm a co-founder at 73 Boston. McDonald's, KFC, Domino's, Starbucks all had to tailor-make their menus before they entered the Indian market. This had to be done to adapt to the Indian taste buds. But this still hasn't been done for a product that I love to drink with my dad every Saturday. Alcohol. 73 Boston is India's first brand to make wines and spirits specifically catered to the Indian taste palate. Some of you might have tried a product outside. The wine is our first offering. It's made to specifically complement spicy Indian curries. For people who have other taste profiles like subtle flavors or medium spice flavors, we've got our second product, which is a herbaceous green tea wine. Both of our products have 12% ABV and will be available in the market in standard 750 ml and 375 ml bottles. We're about 4 months into our journey and are already at 7.5 lakhs in pre-order revenue. 83% of our consumers have rated our product 5 on 5 on taste, appearance and aroma. 91% of them have also said that they're likely to recommend the product to others. In fact, from the 500 pre-orders we do have, 150 came through customer referrals. Why wine? India will be the biggest market for wine in the next 2 decades. It has constantly grown at a rate of 20% per year for the past 4 years. And in the next 4 years, it's predicted to cross $1 billion. Contrary to popular belief, 22% of urban drinkers have actually called wine their favorite alcoholic beverage. This number is bigger than whiskey and vodka. How do we plan to enter the market? When you enter a liquor store and see a wine shelf, what do you see? Identical looking bottles. There's almost zero brand loyalty in wine, and that's exactly what we plan to capitalize on. Our standout branding design, along with lifestyle consultants that are going to be present on foot in the store, are going to make the consumer decision-making process that much easier. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but this is how distribution works in alcohol in Gurgaon. We figured it out, and as of date, we've already partnered with 10 restaurants and 60 retail outlets / liquor stores in Gurgaon. By the end of 2023, our goal is to reach 4 crores in revenue at a gross margin of 65%. This number will be 27 crores by the end of Q4 of 2024 at a gross margin of 70%. Our aim is to seamlessly integrate into the urban Indian drinker's lifestyle. How do we plan to do that? We will be expanding into other alcoholic categories like brandy, sake, etc. We'll also be expanding into non-alcoholic categories like iced teas, specialty teas, etc. Geographically speaking, we will be expanding to Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Pune. In the 4 lakhs that we've already raised in grants, we've gotten to where we are at. Our ask is 80 lakh rupees to A, manufacture, distribute, promote our first 2 products in Gurgaon and Delhi. B, this will also take care of our legal and regulatory expenditure. We've got a strong industry expert ecosystem. This includes experts from Sula, Bira, Budweiser and AB InBev. This is our team, and thank you so much.
So 73 Boston is a very cool story because they actually started their business making tea. And eventually they realized that the market for that is too small because Indian consumer behavior is still sort of revolving around the same, chai patti, tea and all of that, right? So they decided to shelve that idea. And what they realized was that actually they can use their experiences with tea to actually create wine from tea.
Although, full disclosure, I'm a teetotaler, I don't drink, but at least idea-wise, it felt like something that could be a very interesting switch to the Indian context.
I think it's just so interesting to think that no one's ever thought about putting alcohol with an Indian touch. You've done that to single malts, but you do that to all the other alcohols. We haven't thought about it.
Like no one's going to ask that I need an Indian wine, right? But it's only when they're presented with an option of Indian wine will the larger consumer base start accepting it.
Hi, I'm Hemant.
I'm Konark.
I'm Abhishek.
We are the founders of Nova School.
CEO कौन है? कोई नहीं. ऐसे ही कर रहे थे. बताइए कौन? कोई नहीं है देखा. So our idea was very simple. He's a lawyer. इसको law नहीं करना. Right. He's an engineer, so code नहीं करना. And I come from a commerce background और मुझे
कुछ नहीं करना.
कुछ नहीं करना. Yeah. I don't think more than 1% of the students get to explore what they want to do really, right? So we all miss on building curiosity, to give a platform to kids where they can explore, be curious, and explore different career options which they have, and then they can make a better decision.
चेक मिल गया तो उस पैसे का क्या करोगे?
यार अभी थोड़े से मिले थे, इन्होंने जूते लिए हैं. ठीक है, तो ये यूजलेस लोग हैं. इन प्रोसेस
1 महीने में cohort
स्टार्ट हो रहा है. Make that cohort successful and then keep some money for the future cohorts. So that's how we're gonna do this.
Good evening, everyone. Wonderful evening. Can I have a raise of hand who all are parents in this auditorium? Wonderful. Can you answer a question for me? How much do you think Indian parents invest in extracurricular education for the children? There's an interesting insight to that, which says you spend roughly around 1% of your total monthly income throughout the year. But during summer, this bumps up to 2%. Now there are 60 lakh high school students in India who are paying more than 10,000, making it a $10 billion market. But where is this all money going? Obviously online education. But we all know online education has low completion rate, higher CAC, student engagements are low, and in the name of outcome, you get one single certification which was nothing. It doesn't help your kid to get into a better university. My co-founder is from White Hat Junior, he can tell you more about that. So, point is, on the contrary, if you look at offline education, it has much better numbers, it is highly effective, but yet, there is not a one single national player in this particular space. Why? This is where we come into the picture. I present you Nova School. We offer experiential programs to high school students backed by global brands. For example, our program by KPMG. It is designed to expose students to real-world investments. Now here they get an opportunity to shadow a KPMG partner as intern. It also helps their profile, which obviously is going to help them in their higher studies application. And not just that, it's going to increase their chances to get back a scholarship. Now Nova School works with global brands to curate these experiences and to deliver to students. We go via schools. These brands helps us instill trust and aspiration, while schools helps us keep our CACs and CAPEX lower. But is there an opportunity to create a business here? If, for example, we target 20,000 students in first year, we can clock revenue of 20 crore. And this can shoot up to 200 crore if we target more students. Mind you, I'm not even considering the revenue that we can generate by developing leads for undergraduate college and foreign education counselors. It is a 65% gross margin business where we are creating additional sources of revenue for school and our partners as well. We are asking for $100,000 to go fast. We want to create more curriculums. We want to get more partners on board. This is going to be a big marketing push to get 100 schools on board in first year itself. There is a pain. We have a solution. We have the team. There is an interest, and it doesn't hurt that all three of us have history of creating startups together. If you are interested and if you would like to help us, bring our vision to reality, please come and talk to us. Thank you. Thank you.
So Nova is a team that, totally defines the word hustle, right? They started working on something completely different. They started as a pharmaceutical supply chain company, and they actually realized as they were building that perhaps the market is not large enough for them to continue building that company. So they took the hardest call any startup ever has to, which is to shut down a business, right? And guess what? They did not give up. They actually started again, and in a completely different segment of edtech.
Hi, I'm Ronit.
I'm Tejas.
I'm Trivikram.
We are the founders of Samarpana.
I think the easiest way to sort of understand what Samarpana is to take a look at your smartphone. There's a box there that sort of caters to every aspect of your life. But there isn't one that caters to religion.
So what we have seen is during COVID, the revenue of temples drops down drastically. So what we have seen is there is lack of digitization in this industry.
We're trying to build a platform which becomes a one-stop solution for all Hindu religious needs. And we're starting this by digitizing religious institutions. So we're bringing temples online, eventually their communities online, and then we hope that it's possible for you to actually interact with faith online. I'm personally from the south, Ronit's from Bengal, which is in the east, and Tejas is from Maharashtra in the west. We're all together here, in Gurgaon building our startup, which is in North India. So I feel like we're an agglomeration of what India has to show.
With the very diverse skill sets we have, I think it's a very suitable team to build the product which we are building.
Good evening, everyone. I am Trivikram, the co-founder of Samarpana, a faith tech startup that's striving to bridge the gap between devotees and institutions of faith. Before I begin, let me have a quick show of hands. How many of you have performed a puja or made a donation at a temple? I see a lot of hands going up. In fact, 80% of Indian Hindus identify as religious. Yet, in spite of religion being such a central aspect to our identity, there barely seems to be a digital footprint of religion. At Samarpana, we believe that the source of this problem is the lack of digital presence of our institutions of faith. This leads in poor monetization for temples and poor access and engagement for devotees. The problem is so huge that 99% of Indian temples do not even have a website. This problem presents us with an immense market opportunity. Despite these broken channels today, more than $40 billion worth of contributions are made to temples annually. And this is growing at a CAGR of 10%. This is a market that is characteristically based on trust, is highly informal and fragmented today. And there seems to be a lacking of any solution that can make possible creation of an online vibrant religiosity. Let me walk you through a few insights of the market to better understand why this is a market that's ripe for digital transformation. Every 2 out of 3 rupees donated in India go to institutions of faith. This implies that temples are massive centers of wealth. Yet, when people who do not donate were asked the question as to why, 70% of them cited accessibility and awareness issues. We believe that this paradox is primarily because of 2 reasons. One is that temples have a problem of awareness in terms of executing a digital presence. Second, they're extremely reliant on volunteers, with 8 out of 10 temples running most of their operations manually with the help of volunteers. What's also interesting to note about the market is that 9 out of 10 Hindu families feel that their religious traditions are unique. Through research, we found out that every Indian devout Hindu family follows at least 3 temples. This usually tends to be a local temple, a Kuldevata or a family temple, and a temple at a pilgrimage center. The uniqueness of their traditions can be seen in the combination of temples that these individuals follow. And therefore, in this market, any solution that comes about should be one that caters to a high degree of personalization. And this is where Samarpana comes in. Our app is designed to bring temples, their communities, their services, and their knowledge to the digital sphere. Through our platform, devotees can conveniently book pujas for both online and offline modes. The online puja is performed through an in-app stream where the Pandit from the temple comes online. Driven by our SOPs, he ensures that the puja is as engaging and lifelike as possible. We also empower the devotees with a transparent accounting and billing process. At the same time, we enable temples with a donor management dashboard to be able to maintain better relationships with their donors. With this idea, we went ahead and built our MVP platform. Here's a snapshot of a couple of results that we've built up over several campaigns. We've been generating a return on ad spend of the range of 300 to 400%, and we've served more than 100 devotees today. Boosted by these results, we went ahead and started onboarding more temples. And this has been our go-to-market strategy. We've been trying to onboard temples that come with large communities themselves, and these are temples from pilgrimage centers such as Haridwar and Rishikesh, and temples from renowned brands like ISKCON. So far, we've onboarded 10 temples. These are the primary channels of our marketing delivery. Our social media community, our ever-growing network of religious influencers, and our usage of temple physical property through QR codes and posters. This is our current business model today. We earn through a convenience fee on funds raised through our platform and a 40% margin on puja products. In the future, we hope to expand into a series of SaaS tools, religious education, and e-commerce of temple merchandise. With this model, we believe that by year 5, we would have reached an annual revenue of 400 crores. This results in a 50% year-on-year growth for each temple collaborating with us. And here's the ask that we have. We are looking to raise 80 lakhs for a runway of 6 months. With this, we hope to have built the Samarpana app, an admin app for temples, and a religious e-learning portal. Of course, this will result in more than 100 temples being onboarded and more than 5,000 devotees being served in performing their spiritual journey. And this is the diverse team with the dream of assisting more than 1 million Indians in their spiritual journeys by making it more convenient, accessible, and meaningful. We're at the start of something exciting. We hope that you would join us on this journey. Thank you.
When the Samarpana team came to me with the number that almost $40 billion is donated every year to temples in India, I had sleepless nights after that. I mean, $40 billion is the total market of, I think, higher education in India. 100% of that money is donated in person, in cash. None of it happens online. And so it's such an obvious problem statement, right? People obviously want to donate more, they want to book pujas, they want to get prasad. But there is absolutely no way to do this digitally. And again, it's one of those things which knocks you in the head and says, I mean, why does this not exist?
That's a space which is, emotional. So if there is a structured way of doing it with ease, anything emotional, I mean, hum to emotional hote hi hain.
Excellent, like this clarity on just productizing all the services. And he thought about it supply first. He thought about onboarding temples and then kind of giving services, as opposed to creating the services and then finding demand, which is the more intuitive but the harder way to do it in my view. So
also, they have some really good results from their initial experiments. In the beginning, they ran an ad and they spent some 5,000-6,000 rupees on that ad. And the ad was simple, book a puja at this, Sitaram Mandir. And that ad gave them a ROAS, which is return on ad spend, of almost some 400%, which is unseen. So when we saw 400% of return on ad spend, that's when we were convinced that we have to back these kids no matter what.
India में there are a lot of creators. Only 0.2% are earning right now.
Eating dosa, we just thought, have we ever heard of dosa chip?
Jewel can be simply put as retailer can order jewelry on behalf of you.
And the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, mom, I don't want to have this today. Please don't give me that one glass of milk.